Well, good afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. So here we are. It's Saturday afternoon. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I've been working around the house, been working in the workshop. I'm waiting for some of these racks to dry so we can get the next coat of paint on, and I can start putting some of them together and getting orders ready to ship out on Monday. And Emily Ann had shared with me that Dak Prescott's late brother's house was broken into, and they're looking for help to figure out who broke in. Apparently, there was no signs of forced entry, so it might be somebody that knew him or something or other, or who knows. But if you have information, get in touch with Philip V. Barb. You'll remember a few weeks back, maybe about 5-6 weeks ago, when Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott and Des Bryant were working out, and Dak had a little get together at his house and things like that, where they literally were crucified for, getting together. And it was the talk of the town for a week. You had Skip Bayless basically saying he didn't recognize Dak Prescott, that he's not the clean cut guy that he used to know, and he's got concerns about him and stuff. And it was what people talked about over and over again. And then since that time, it's amazing to me because it's not fair and balanced, because maybe social distancing wasn't being followed by these young guys. And you had TMZ basically make up stuff to put into the article, where they literally took pictures from a restaurant and said this was from Dak Prescott's house. We still don't have an apology from TMZ on that one. But of course, even when Christian McCaffrey got his deal done, TMZ made a point of saying, sorry, Zeke Elliott, you're no longer the highest paid. So you almost feel like there's a personal vendetta against the Dallas Cowboys, that we are looking at stuff to make them look even worse. I mean, one of the Super Bowl champion cornerbacks was arrested and is fortunate to still be alive because he resisted arrest when you looked at it and said, bro, you can't do that kind of stuff and think that you're going to go home alive. No big deal. Then we had two defensive backs that were just a couple of days ago that basically had a armed robbery, and actually threatened to, shoot somebody walking into the party. That was kind of swept under the rug. And the Redskins deciding that, of course, they don't want to be left out of this. Here we have, right here, Redskin receiver Cody Latimer arrested for assault and illegal discharge of firearm. And let me pull up. This is actually the police report. Shots fired in Meridian leads to arrest of one adult male. On May 16, 2020, around 12:11 a.m., deputies were called to the Zenith Meridian Apartments located in incorporated Douglas County on a call of shots fired inside of an apartment. While en route, the deputies learned that the reporting party had heard arguing and what they believed to be gunshots inside of the apartment. On the scene, deputies were able to gain entry into the apartment, where they contacted three individuals who were all detained. One party had minor injuries not related to the gunshot. No other injuries reported. One adult male, identified as Cody Latimer, date of birth, was taken into custody and transported to Douglas County Detention Facility. Latimer was booked on the following charges: assault in the second degree, menacing, illegal discharge of firearm, prohibited use of a weapon, and reckless endangerment. Latimer is being held on $25,000 bond, which is also learned that he's currently on the roster for the Washington Redskins. If you'd like mugshots, please send your request. Okay, we already got the mugshots out. He's actually posted bail since on this and is released. And mind you, this is alleged, okay? There's no court, there's no hearing, nobody's been convicted of anything. My point about this is, when something is perceived to be with the Dallas Cowboys, no matter how big or small it is, in the grand scheme of things, it's blown across the blogosphere. They are made to be public enema number one. But when things happen with other players, you don't get the same hype. You follow me on this, guys? Because as I look at this, and you look at some of the things that have happened this offseason from the Earl Thomas and, that whole situation, none of these things are more than a blip on the radar. These things won't be talking points on any of the talking shows. You look at some of these teams, some teams have a lot of instances that happen repeatedly. And you say, is this a culture within that team? But people don't put those links together the way they do with the Dallas Cowboys. Because we had people out there on some of these shows saying that the NFL needs to come down hard on Dak Prescott and Zeke Elliott and Dez Bryant for out there working out. How dare they? They're a terrible example, and they need to be made an example of. But yet, all of these other things have happened involving weapons and things like that there's no outcry. So I'm just trying to point out the selective outrage that is out there and let you know that there is an agenda when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. We know that people realize, you want to make a name, throw shade at the Cowboys and start a discussion. It's a sad world that we live in now. Fortunately, nobody was hurt in this incident. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'm going to go back out here and do some more work, and I will talk to you guys later.